at the Agrirama in Tifton, Georgia. And it is a beautiful day. Nice and windy. They're having the Folk Life Festival here today. Over there is the train station, and then we've got the chicken farm, and then they've got a small raised garden, and this is one of the homes here. Oh, oh, neat! They've got the outhouse back in the back.
Just twist. That's what you're doing. So yeah, so I could sit here and just twist and twist and twist and make bread. But if you did that, it would take a long time. So to have a mechanism that adds that twist for you is going to take a shorter time to do. And you can regulate your thread better. Well, maybe. See, very good. So, what we're going to do is just a twist. So my feet are on the pedals, the little treadles. They are making the sticks called the footmen. Just make a big wheel.
I hadn't seen you lately on the cracker. Have you been coming?
Pushing the snow.
Well, that's good. Okay. Y'all take it easy. No, that's
Good morning.
y'all have a good day.
Oh, this is really neat.
Welcome to the Crazy House. So, you guys walk past the kitchen there. We are in one of the living rooms and parlor area. Bedroom was the parents right there for Ben and Lizzie Cravey. They live here. Horse, they had 14 kids. Not all the kids survived past a certain point. Not all of them lived here at once. There is also a walk located upstairs, which was for the girls, and such. So they were not all crowded in the downstairs. Feel free to look around, take all the pictures you want.
Thank you. This is the Cravey house, and this is Mr. Cravey, and this was his wife, and they had 14 children.
That's a different shape. And see, I've washed that. I've washed the lamb on that. I haven't run the laundry. I'll put that building up there. This is so fun because all of these sheep, all the sheep breeds produce different types of sheep, and they all have different looks to them. Okay, so this one already has left. You don't even need any plastic. So this one makes pretty good stuff.
And they had the upstairs that they loft where they could sleep. And this would have been the pantry. That's where right there is where the heater would have been hooked up. They may have used this at one time for maybe a bedroom, maybe. It's very small. You got something cooking in here? That's amazing. Quaker Auto. Mm-hmm.
Think it was just all the way up straight like that, but it stopped and go into a big funnel.
Mm-hmm.
Those then turns into bricks.
Oh. Huh. How about that? They may have had a, I don't know. Maybe at one time they had a fireplace here? I don't know. I have no idea. I've never seen anything like that before. That's very interesting construction, but you know, that would have kept the pipe from getting hot against the, you know, the lumber. Very nice. You waiting for dinner? Okay. Man, I thought you'd have something on the stove for me. Let's see what's over here cooking. You got anything in this pot? You didn't catch a squirrel or something? Man, you're lazy. We'll have to take a switch to you, boy. Take you out behind the out behind the barn. You see the fish in there. This is the old gristmill pond, and says no fishing. I guess this would regulate the water somehow. It's a lock. I guess that's a water lock. What it looks like to me. And then you go into the gristmill here and get your corn ground or cornmeal or flour.
How much I put in the bag. I don't want to cheat the customer, but I don't want to cheat the museum either.
Y'all grow the corn here, you buy it?
No, we got to buy the corn. I wish we could say it was real locally. But it comes from, I want to say it comes from Pennington Seed out of Watkins. We get it in 50-pound bags. If we bought it local, we'd probably have to,
Get it away.
yeah, Ronnie don't want to do that.
Then you got bugs to play with.
Yep. Now, Miller would have put it in whatever the old farmer brought him instead of these getting a 2-pound sack.
Did your blacksmith make that tool?
Which one?
That you got?
Oh, no,
Twist?
no. He's good, but I don't think he's that good.
Oh, okay.
I bet he is turning out some stuff today there.
I've already seen people with them.
Huh?
I've already seen people with little
Yeah.
things. Now these up there, mate.
Saw a newspaper a while ago, so somebody.
We'll have to get us some ground corn from here.
At least they got somebody
Make
that's
us
gonna
some
run it.
fresh cornbread.
I have no idea. All I know is there was one time where we had no, they had no one who knew how to run.
I thought the recorder is where you went to take a gold plane. We're gonna move on.
There's all the bags, all gristmill bags. Then you make your phone call. Huh?
So what's Chick-fil-A?
Oh, Chick-fil-A, huh? I don't remember that from the early 1900s, late 1800s.
Too much of a liability.
Appreciate y'all coming.
That the water? Yep. There's the wheel down there. You can kind of sort of see it through there.
Looking around. Because I don't know any of them. I have to ask.
See the first look. The water wheel moving.
Should have 30 after this.
Right in the corner. would be the ticket booth. This is the ticket booth at the train station here at the Tifton Agrirama. Freight tariff file for public inspection. Ticket, please. Our ticket today came with the entry fee, so we don't have anything extra to pay. in the market in the store, and it's decorated up. It was a pharmacy, and we stopped and got a little bite. And I'm gonna let you look around. It's really cool.
Yeah.
And so I guess we'll do a little bit of look around before, because it's been a pretty good day.
Already explained it out. Well, we'll see. I gotta be going here shortly.
You're fine. You're good if you can.
I don't know if I can.
You feel it?
I'll be able to.
You're fine. I'm on it.
Where you wanna go now?
time is it? About 3 minutes till 3. How long you been working on your gate here that you making?
Hard to say. A long time because I hardly ever get to somewhere in 4 or 5 months because I just work on it every now and then. I hadn't touched it today. Probably won't touch it till next week. All I got to do is finish the rays, the sun rays over here, and then that'll go there on the back side. And then we'll black it out. And I'll make mice, pretty little mice. They're cute. And I'll have a couple of mice climbing it with their tails wrapping it. And they'll be pinned to it. And then we'll black it out. And the edges of the sun will be a bright gold. And we'll add some gold, probably the centers to those, and then some pinstripe to gold. I don't like all these rivets, it's too busy. So I'm probably going to forge a chevron that goes right here to hide that and rivet it in place. And then we'll hang it. If I keep adding iron, we'll have to bury a telephone pole to hold it up. I was kind of proud of that. I'd always hoped when I was dead and gone, a real blacksmith might come through here one day and go, you know, that's not half bad. Maybe they will. Well, it's got welding on it. Welding is inappropriate for our time period. They did have welders only in shipyards. So I might never have to take another test for the rest of my life. Just one. Of course, I'll be dead in a few years. Just a year. Full of trade-offs, you know. Is that right? So how old was it when you were born?
46.
Wow. You have brothers and sisters? How old is she? How old?
10.
Goodness.
I never remember her age because she's just a tiny little thing. Too short. And she has the easiest birthday out there.
Christmas Day?
It's on the
When? No.
And mine's the day.
Mine's a holiday.
Mine's the day.
I'm flag day. I never remember believing in Santa Claus, but I remember my dad telling me that everybody put the flags out for me.
The church I used to go to in Georgia, the friends, like my mom and my friends, they were expecting. I was supposed to be expected the 10th, and then the other kid was supposed to be expected the 17th, but we flip flopped. I was 17 and was 16. I nearly died. Go there, right there.
wire brush?
Right there.
It's here somewhere?
It's up from.
Thank you. Blind in one eye, can't see out of the other. He got it there.
Did you really?
Yeah,
What in the world?
I got a few lots.
Oh,
But I'll make some of that for you.
thank you.
Y'all grill? Who grills at home?
Me. So I got the big grill. So
He's got his own grill, actually.
It's
You right handed or left handed?
right. It's stainless steel.
How do you, what's your favorite meal with water?
Grill water.
What's your favorite thing? It's kind of interesting because you can't burn stuff.
So be,
It's impossible
Like
to
a big,
definitely.
big porterhouse. So big porterhouse, slap on medium. You know, so
like
you
a
can
steak
fry
flip.
it. We got one of them old fancy little egg things. That's what we got. Oh, how do you like that? Love it.
My brother loves his.
I don't know
I
how
got
to make
like, what's it called?
you can smoke it.
Big green egg.
It's literally called a big banana. It's like one of the best things, right? You make a pizza on it?
Oh, that's actually I've done
Save it. Put it in the air fryer.
Air fryer. Blasphemy. Had mine on the grill.
True blessing.
yeah.
Kids is good. If you want anybody to blame Scotty. That was interesting what you were saying about the strength.
Yeah, we'll try to crack kiddos.
For the steels.
I was thinking it was more of like a safety. You know, more along those lines.
Well, I mean, it is to an extent. They use different alloys. Lawnmower blades are not hard.
That's what he made his knife out of.
All right, they're not. They're okay for that. They're designed to be tough, not hard. They need to be able to bend. Otherwise, your lawnmower blades will break constantly. It stumps and stuff. So they add a certain alloy there. These old files make great knives. Things like this. Old files make excellent knives.
I think they were just trying to use what they had around the house.
Well, it was steel, and steel was hard to come by. Old buggy springs, they would make knives. It's funny, virtually every Confederate soldier went to war with a big Bowie knife. They were utterly useless. They just looked good for pictures, and other than that, they never used them. There are a bunch of them that you can look at that are still sold today. You know, antiques that were made from rasps, because that's something blacksmiths had before worn out rasps, and they would make Bowie knives to give the boys that were taken off to war. And that was one oddity of the Confederacy was Bowie knives. They were, like I said, they weren't ever used in battle ever.
They used to store stuff.
Scary looking, huh?
Yeah, they really, everybody's pretty naive about what war was at that point. And,
They didn't know that knives were meant.
they wound up chopping wood in camp with them, I've read. So.
They were
But several survived the war, and they're for, you can buy them, but they're never cheap. Did not use what?
The shotgun.
No, in World War I, they declared it a violation of human rights.
Yeah.
All right, we're almost through. Right-handed, you said?
Yes, sir.
What is that for?
Snake flipper. I'll show you how it works.
Yeah,
Okay.
so he was gonna give us a snake that burnt.
Uh
And then he said, I don't even know.
So
huh.
making a snake.
Oh,
Burned
okay.
snake up. I ruined it.
Wow.
Ruined it.
I'll tell you the funniest thing. It's weird when you get these. The girl that I have, just so you know, probably weighs over 1,000 pounds.
It takes you longer than you think to pick a gallon of blueberries.
eat dewberries?
You don't do.
Okay, I don't know what dewberries are. That's why I asked.
Yes, but it's a raspberry legislative right now.
Oh, okay.
So across from us we have a patch and blackberry.
Yeah, be careful because that stuff is like super, super hot. This is turpentine. And you can see it is.
Turpentine used again for?
It's used for a lot of different things. It's even used for treating wood to preserve it. But it was used for numerous things. And but you can see that's very, very hot, still boiling.
So they just pull it out of the wood or something?
Yes, it is cooked out of the pine. It's pine tar, and
Yeah.
it's cooked. And
So they just cook pine wood?
I really don't know the process, but I know that they would cut it.
Can't we just ask
Into-
one of those men?
Yeah, we can ask one of them. It smells really good. It smells really good. If you like pine, it smells like really good. Mm-hmm.
Take this, mix it with charcoal, and you mix it with a little bit of honeycomb.
Mm-hmm.
Then it'll turn into this black goop. And you can pour it down anything you want. And it becomes a glue-like substance. Like a real hard glue.
Very pretty. It's also what amber is made from.
Yep.
It's just turpentine formed in nature thousands of years ago. And it can catch mosquitoes, which we can extract DNA. I don't think you can, but anyway, that's the way the movie goes. This is the lumber yard. The weather looks like it's getting ready to turn really bad, so they're closing down early. But ordinarily we'd have a whole nother hour. But as you can see, that's the lumber yard where they cut the lumber.
Or hurry up and go back home so I can look up how to make turpentine. How to extract it.
Grist mills that over there, but this is the lumber yard where they cut planks of wood. And there's an engine back there that's almost like a train engine. And plenty of sawdust back there.
Luckily I kept the bag on me. All I do is put that in there.
And here's the print shop. So you work here every day, or
I work
weekends?
about 3-4 times a week.
okay? Do you do papers for people?
Right now we're just printing our paper, and then we do demonstrations for the others. So we do print on a couple of our other plates periodically,
Mhm.
and then we have field trips, and so we do stuff with the kids and everything when they come in.
Cool. When I was here, they did like wanted posters and. My mother, she kept for the longest time a wanted poster, like
Yeah.
it said our family name and it listed all the criminals
Yeah.
in the family. I wanted to look in here. I've been very curious about this building. No, I haven't. Oh, wow. Okay. So this is the company store.
This is the company store. So this is where you would have shopped if you were working in the sawmill or the turpentine still. And you would have earned about $15 a month there.
Mm-hmm.
And you would not have been paid in cash. You would have been paid in company money called scrip or specky. And we've got some example of specky here. One of our volunteers, David King, loaned to us those little brass tin covered with brass coins are what you would have received in your wages. And they were only good at the company store.
Yeah.
So
It was hard for them to get out of it.
yes, it was. Because our prices were 2 to 3 times higher than what you would have paid if you had gone into town, but you couldn't get into town.
Mhm.
So we had everything you needed, and we were really convenient, but we were expensive. And we were the only thing you could get to, and we were the only thing your money would work with. So you had to use us. If you couldn't afford to buy something throughout the month, we put your name on the ledger, and at the end of the month, we would deduct that from your wages. But oftentimes, just like you pointed out, at the end of the month, you might not have enough wages to pay for what was on the ledger. So you would still owe the company store. So you would have to work another month to pay off your debt. Well, that month you might have had to buy more supplies, or a handle on a tool might have broke, and you needed to replace it. And you have to buy that at the company store, so that would go on the ledger. So it was very hard for people to get out of debt. So it became almost a form of indentured servitude for a lot of people.
I know when those company shops closed down and everybody could go home, they were basically poor.
Well, yeah, they were always poor. Yes, very few people ever got out of that poverty cycle. So they were working their jobs just to kind of maintain living, to have food and basic sustenance is what they did. So now you could buy anything you needed at the company store. So we had clothing, we had food stuff, so we had canned goods or preserves. You could buy seed and hose if you wanted to plant your own garden. You were lucky if you had a wife or a family, because then you might have somebody at home who could tend the garden while you were working at the sawmill or the turpentine still. Otherwise, if you were a single man, you might be in a cabin or a shack, 3 or 4 of you together, and you would have to somehow figure out how to do all that yourself after you had already worked from about 4 in the morning until well after dark, because that's how the company kept you working. And so it was very hard to be able to do all the things you needed to do just to sustain a regular life and keep things going.
That's
very
how
challenging.
your great grandfather in Griffin, Georgia, grew up.
Really.
His parents worked for the company store, and
I'm pretty sure they did get out of it. Didn't they?
well, yeah, eventually, but he had to quit 6th grade. He quit school in 6th grade, and he was very much into reading. He stayed at the library at any spare moment, and he taught himself how to be a mortician.
Oh, wow.
And that's how he brought himself up out of that.
Yeah, a lot of people had to find another trade they could learn. Some people went into education. If they could learn to read, then they would become teachers, or if they could learn a trade like becoming a mortician or a doctor or something, then that would help them break that poverty cycle.
His
very hard.
skill was with wax, and so people that were seriously injured, he could make them look perfect.
Very good. So he had an artistic skill.
And this is where we ate at. And bad weather looks like it's coming, so I did not get this videotape. This is the doctor's house, and I just really like the basic layout of his herb garden. It's not been tended to, as you can see, but I can see that he's got mullein growing over there.
Mullein.
Yeah, it's right over there.
Oh yeah, I see it.
Yeah, and he's got some rosemary growing,
I'm gonna go grab a little bit of that.
and
Grab me a leaf.
That's really neat. There's some poke salad, poke weed, and some rosemary right there. Uh-huh. Okay. Yep, there's the mullein. I really like the gate that the blacksmith did. He's very artistic. Put what kind of filters? Blur filters? There's some mullein there. Yeah.
This is basically what they did to the plant. It's so furry.
Oh, it's
It looks
so
like it
furry.
got blurred.
Yep. That's a big mullein.
It's a lot of
Don't
hair.
hit it in the middle because it'll stunt the growth.
Yeah. So furry.
Yep, it's all fuzzy down inside.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you only take the edges. That's nice. All right, let's go. They're trying to get everybody out of here. So I was just wanting to finish up our video with the Agrirama. It was a very long video, and it was an amazing day, and it was just a lot of fun. I wanted to encourage you to go. I know it was a really long video, but it was a really good day. It's great to take the family. I have no doubt that you'll probably learn something, or at least the kids will. It's wonderful to experience our past, and to, in a way, relive it by going to a living history museum where you can go and physically experience and touch and feel historical things around you. And that's what I really like about the Agrirama. It's in Tifton, Georgia. I really encourage you to go there and take the family. It's not expensive. I meant to get the rates, but you can look it up on the internet to get a correct and current update on the rates, because of course, like everything, inflation is going up and prices are changing, but they're very reasonable. It's one of the cheaper places to go, so there's no reason that you shouldn't, and it's not a place where you're going to be having to tell the kids constantly, don't touch, leave it alone, because they're actually encouraged to get out there and touch and experience it. And so that's the best way for a kid to learn, is to have firsthand experience. You can tell them what's in a book, they'll probably forget it in a day or two. But if you take them out there and they live it and experience it, even though it's for just a day, they're more likely to hold it in their mind and remember it. So with the folk day that we attended earlier this year in 2023, there was a parade of tractors that you saw, and as you may know or may not know, there's been quite a variety of ideas behind tilling and farming. So different companies, different people created different types of farm equipment, and that was what you were seeing, is that various people, mostly local people, brought their tractors that they had collected. These were historical tractors that had been refurbished and were now running.
and I just think it's really neat to get to go up and experience it. You can also go up there. They were earlier on display where the kids could go and touch it and sit up in the seat in many cases, depending on what the owner allowed. But you could talk to the owner and see and learn more. There was also where you could experience crafts. Inside, I didn't videotape that. There's a lot that I did not videotape and I missed. There was wonderful. It tasted like hand churned ice cream that we ate that day, and that was in the drugstore. It was I say drugstore because of course there's no pharmacy that's really operational, but you saw the bottles of the old medicines that used to be used. So it is a living history museum, and it's a wonderful experience for kids. So if you're in the South Georgia area, I really encourage you. A lot of people go to Florida to go see Disney and various sites in Florida. This is a very affordable experience. It will help the kids with their history, and so please stop by Tifton. I encourage you, and experience whatever they've got going on. They're open most days of the week. Of course, they're closed on Sundays. And if there is a holiday, they're usually closed. So check and see what their dates are and what kind of festivities they have, because they do have various activities that happen throughout the year. So check them out online. It's the Tifton Agrirama Living History Museum, and it is run by the local college, the Tifton ABAC in Tifton. That's Abraham Baldwin College, and they're linked in with UGA because we have a extended UGA campus, University of Georgia campus. They're in Tifton, so by all means, check it out. It'll be worth your time, and it's just a fun day, and you can cool your feet in the creek by the old grist mill and buy you some freshly made grits from the grist mill, or you can buy you some flour for making cornbread, so you can make homemade cornbread. And sometimes they're out there cooking, so if they're out there cooking, and depending on the ticket that you buy, you might be able to get an old-fashioned Southern meal that's cooked on the fire or on an old wood stove. And I know I've eaten out there and participated in many of their little events, and it's always been a lot of fun. So I really want to encourage you to participate. The video clip that I did of us riding the train, that was full-length ride of the train. A lot of the stuff that's much of the stuff you'll see depending on the side of the train that you sit on. But I tried to get most of the sites, and I hope you'll appreciate what the video I did. I know I didn't do great. I'm certainly not a professional, but I hope you liked it, and get out there and participate and see what's out there. Thanks for watching, and please punch the thumbs up and the like button. So yeah, thanks. Bye.